You see, the Americans have been in this region for the last 16 years. They invaded Afghanistan in 2001, and all that brought to Pakistan was war, death, and destruction. Pakistan have lost over 100,000 of its citizens, armed forces officers, and men because of the US presence in Afghanistan. We have suffered over $100 billion in losses. Pakistan almost became a chaotic, failed state like Yugoslavia. And it was not an unintentional fallout of the US presence in Afghanistan. It was deliberate plan. US came into this region, and the purpose was to balkanize Pakistan. The purpose was to dismember Pakistan so that Pakistan may not be able to emerge as a strategic partner for China and Russia in the 21st century. Pakistan to be denuclearized. That was one of the objectives of the Americans as well. And for that, they supported the Afghan intelligence, NDS, and RAW, the Indian intelligence, to create the terrorist gangs of TTP, BLA, MQM, and JSOC, Joint Special Operations Command, which were sent into Pakistan along with the drone war to make sure that Pakistan remains in a perpetual state of war on the western borders. Whenever Pakistan tried to have peace deal with the militants in the tribal areas, the Americans used their drones to assassinate that Taliban commander so that no peace deal could take place. Americans deliberately want to destroy and attack Pakistan. Their AFPAC military doctrine is designed to go in tandem with the fifth generation war, and Indians collaborated with it with their cold start doctrine. So now the time has come that Pakistan should send a very clear message to the Americans that we will not accept your hegemony in the region. Pakistan has got strategic alliance now with China. The CPEC is going to be built, and despite all the American pressure, Pakistan will resist the Indian presence in Afghanistan. Pakistan will resist the US hegemony, and Pakistan will resist the US attempts to dismember Pakistan, to humiliate Pakistan, and to attack Pakistan using all the means at its disposal, including the drones. Americans should now realize that Afghanistan belongs to the Asian nations. Americans are extra-regional forces. Pakistan have strategic alliances with China and Russia, and whatever happens in Afghanistan will be decided by Pakistan. We will decide. It is in our interest, it is in the interest of Asia that Afghanistan should become peaceful, and it cannot become peaceful as long as extra-regional forces and Indians are present in Afghanistan. That is something we Asian nations will decide, who to stay in Afghanistan, and we have decided that Indians and Americans will be ejected by any means possible. You see, Americans still think they are living in Musharraf and the Kiani era, but the fact is that this army is led by Rahil and men like General Rizwan and the present leadership of the Pakistan Army, which is not what Americans are used to dealing with. This army is battle hardened, it has seen wars, it has taken casualties, it has given sacrifices, and this army is now serious to build CPEC, to build strategic alliances with China. And if to achieve this objective, Pakistan will have to go into a confrontation with the US, then so be it. As they say, the rules of a gunfight is that when you enter into a gunfight, you bring all your guns and you bring all your friends who have guns. So now Pakistan is not alone. We have our own guns, and we have our friends in the neighborhood who've got very powerful guns, and Americans should be very careful about it. Americans would be wise if they do not underestimate the strength, will, and the capacity of the Pakistan Army. We are not Iraq, we are not Syria, we are not Libya, we are not Yemen. We are 180 million, we are a nuclear armed state. We have a battle-hardened army which can run through any enemy. We have experience of breaking down Soviet Union. We are respected in the Muslim world. Americans will be very wise if they don't mess with us. Pakistan is an independent sovereign nation, and now we demand that our sovereignty must be respected by the Americans. Otherwise, we'll respond with every means available at our disposal. Then Americans have no right to complain. That's a warning they must understand now.